This truly is my favorite time of the year. The hype before FIFA, the ratings, the new trailers, the gameplay, everyone's excited, everyone thinks, the game is going to be better, and I sit here and watch it play out like Groundhog Day for the past 4 years. And, there's so many different things I want to answer, because this is the time of the year when I, probably will get a little surge of new viewers, new subscribers potentially, and there will be a lot of questions that they might have, or they might have, preconceived notions of what I am, what I do, why I'm doing it. So I thought, why don't I address all of these in one video, because I've seen a lot of people even argue on my behalf, which I appreciate, but is really not necessary. You don't have to be arguing with someone like in my comment section that says something negative towards me or my videos or whatever. But I think if they do, and this is highly unlikely, if they do care even the slightest, you can direct them to this video where I will answer some highly sought out questions, I guess. Without a doubt, the number one comment / complaint I'll get is that I'm toxic, I'm negative, I'm a hater towards FIFA. Why do you keep making this content? We'll get into all of that, but let's address the first thing, the negativity. To me, anyone that comes in and says that I'm negative or I'm toxic is highly misinformed on the other side, which is EA. And I've done everything in my ability to, collect the information, put it in a nice video with all the horrendous things EA has done. And the list is truly remarkable. It is an endless list. So if you think I'm negative because I'm calling these frauds what they are, frauds, then you are highly misinformed, or you're too blind, or you're just deciding to, put your own narrative and not see certain sides of this coin, which is, I've had 4 years now of covering FIFA, and I've been talking smack about FIFA since like 17, and that was when the game was actually still pretty decent, but it had major problems, and I've been talking about the game the same way since then. And that was a very difficult time, because anytime then you were, negative, you absolutely got destroyed for it. Like, it was hard to come out and be negative. I know this is going to sound crazy, but there was a time when it was not popular to be negative towards EA, and I was still negative towards EA because I thought they needed to do better. They had so many problems, and they just got progressively worse. So my negativity, like I said, is based on experience. Your positivity is based on belief, maybe. But at this point, going into FIFA 21, if you're positive, you're hopeful at best. And I'm just the one actually using experience and, the time I've had with the game and the company and the people I've talked to and the stuff that I've seen behind the scenes to make my judgment. So I think my judgment of negativity is much more informed than yours of positivity. If you want to think of me as a Jim Sterling type character in the FIFA community, I think, first of all, it's a great slap in the face to Jim Sterling because he's much more articulate. His videos are way better. He's definitely sacrificed and said a lot worse things and gotten in trouble for it, and been sued by multiple companies for speaking the way he speaks.
Use negative by design, I won't deny that. This show is rarely bright and cheerful, though it still strives to be funny and entertaining, and every so often it almost is. But the Jimquisition's main concern is holding to account an industry with an habitual aversion to accountability.
But if you want to think of me that way, sure, I'm someone that tries his best to keep this thing accountable. And yes, although I would say I'm mostly negative, I would say my negativity is based on examples I provide and on a decent explanation I give in my videos. I'm going to ask you guys an honest question, because if you're an actual viewer of my videos, how many times have I said don't play FIFA, go on to do other things? There's better ways to spend your time. If you see comments that anyone's ever put in my video saying, hey, I haven't played FIFA in years, or I've stopped playing since this, I always like them. I always tell them, great job, go do something better with your time. Why would I do this? Can someone try to figure out what is the actual benefit of a guy that makes FIFA content telling people to not play the game and therefore not watch my content? The reality is there's really no upside to that. The only upside, whether you want to believe me or not, is my own personal sense of morality. I don't even know if it's morality, but the way I see it is if you go on to do something else more productive, better with your life, and you become something because you've stopped wasting time on this franchise that makes you hate life or makes you depressed or makes you angry, whatever it may be, to me, I see that as a positive step forward for humanity. I know, as small as it may be, even if it's only like 6 people out of 10,000 that completely stop playing FIFA and go on to do something else, I see that as a W. I see that as me getting some good karma, and that's the only reason I would do that, because realistically, that makes no sense. You'll see no other content creator tell you to straight up stop watching their content or stop watching the videos or stop playing the game, because that makes no sense. Why would you do that? That's a terrible way to run a business. And yeah, I'll admit I'm dumb for doing that. But regardless, the way I see it is, maybe down the road, you know, you respect my honesty. Maybe you still come back and watch videos. If you don't, that's totally fine. But that's also why I've started making other content, because let's say you do take my advice seriously, but you're like, damn, I still like Nelly's content. And Nelly, well, there's other non-FIFA stuff you can watch, which will, you know, be the podcast, second channel, whatever it may be. But that's my honest, logical thinking behind telling you to not watch my content, to unsubscribe, to not play FIFA. The next natural question would then probably be, well, why do you keep making videos about FIFA? Why do you keep making news videos? Well, the honest answer is, I like the community. I see tremendous potential in continuing to build my audience in case this game is ever good one day. And the videos that I make are not that hard. They're, like, to be honest, it's just me shooting the shit. It's a lot of fun for me, to be honest. Just to run my mouth, it's a lot of fun. The other side of this is, obviously, it opens up doors for me. Like, with a podcast I currently have, I am able to invite people that are much bigger than me to come and just chat with me because of the audience I've established. That's literally the only, if I didn't have the audience, I would not be able to do this. So for me, it opens other avenues. It will continue to, you know, supply me potentially subscribers for my second channel. It's a nice little secondary income source, which we'll talk about money after. But there's a lot of upsides to this. If you just put your, you know, thinking cap on for one moment and say to yourself, well, maybe there's other reasons why he might do this, and, you know, maybe he doesn't like certain parts of this thing but likes other parts of it, just like maybe your job or maybe someone else's job. This, at the end of the day, is just like that, in my opinion. So that is the honest answer to why I'm still making these videos. The biggest question, the most interesting question that I don't think anyone has the right to know, but I don't care. I can tell you, and I can honestly say it doesn't matter to me. So this is my last month's YouTube revenue. And some of you might be surprised. Some of you be like, wow, that's nothing, or wow, that's amazing. How do I see it? How do I look at it? First of all, it's not nothing. It's awesome. I make money from making videos. That, to me, is like something, when I first started this YouTube channel, is something I would have never dreamed of. I didn't think that we would get to this point. I never thought, like, hey, I can actually make even side income from YouTube. YouTube was a thing I started because I liked making videos. I had a job that paid me very well. So to put things into perspective, the amount of money I've made on YouTube in my lifetime does not compare to a month or a month and a half of my engineering job. That's the difference between these two things. That's how far away I am from making this a full-time reality. Like, we're not even on the same planet. So I'm fully aware of, you know, I have a long way to go if I actually do want to make this a full-time thing. But I'm also not, like, upset that I'm not making a lot of money. Like, I'm actually the opposite. I'm really delighted that I actually do have any money out of this. And I see tremendous potential in the future to turn this into a side income. It's a long ways away, a very, very long ways away. And I have other stuff that I'm doing. I don't ever want to be limited to one thing, but there's definitely potential. So for anyone that thinks, you know, I'm just sleeping on a pillow of money, I hate to disappoint you, but that's just not true. Another question that kind of goes along with the whole negativity thing is, you know, criticism versus negativity. And I've been watching a lot of Soft Drink TV, a Madden YouTuber, and this part really stood out to me, and I'll just play the excerpt, and I think it sums up exactly, you know, my response to this.
That I am too negative and that I'm just a hater. I want to make something very clear to these people. Criticism is not hate. Asking someone to be more positive when criticizing a game is an attempt to silence criticism. Criticism is necessary and something we as consumers should do.
The final question, am I buying FIFA 21? And the answer is, I am trying my best not to. What does that mean? I am trying to get a review copy to play, to give you my review. And some people are like, well, you're already negative about the game. Aren't you gonna give a negative review about FIFA? That's why I'm gonna play the game. If I wanted to just be negative, I wouldn't even play the game. I would just talk smack about it and give you my review without playing it. But I'm gonna actually play the game. And if I have concrete examples of why the game sucks, I will outline those in the video. If the game is great, oh my God, I'm back to making like 5 videos a week. I love this game. I'm, you know, streaming. I can potentially turn this into like a, you know, a decent income source. So the notion that I would want this to be a bad game is just a ridiculous one. It makes absolutely no sense from my perspective as a content creator. So I'm trying my best not to buy the game. But yeah, there was a lot there I had to get off my chest. This video is something I wanted to make because this is the time of the year. Like I said, you know, a lot of people are hyped. I'm probably going to get a decent amount of new people coming to the videos, seeing my news videos, whatever it may be. And I'd like to think this answers some of the frequently asked questions, criticisms, whatever it may be. If I've missed some, let me know in the comments below. I will reply to you. I will answer you honestly. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, sub, and I'll see you next time. Peace.